welcome to the Hive and to our inaugural episode of the BeeCast. My name is Claire Hazel B, and as you may have guessed it, I started this podcast to communicate everything that has to do with being a bee and flying around and pollinating flowers, but not really. I started this podcast because I have a lot to communicate and I like to talk um, on a serious note. I'm not um, particularly funny, although there's a lot of competition out there, and most of it seems to be comedians who are trying to create something um, on a different type of um, element here. And I think it has to do with the world that we are in and how it's changing. My purpose for having a podcast is creating a channel for people um, to listen to my ideas in a more cohesive, coherent way, but also to communicate what they want to hear about, to invite others to do the same, and to honestly open up another door for um, movement, gathering purpose, gathering contributions. And I think that's where the concept comes from. The beehive, um, or the BeeCast, or this hive of ideas and entrepreneurs that I want to bring onto the board to sort of create the momentum for Claire Hazel Studio has to do with people who have the same priorities in mind, building a business while creating a sort of lifestyle that adheres to their values and their faith and beliefs. I want to make it fun and inviting and engaging, but I also want to make it a space for others to bring to the table what they do best. And what I do best is bring people together. I think since I was very young, that sort of sense of connectivity has made me um, uh, has placed me in a particular positions where I can bring people together and connect them in a different way. I am an actress. For those of you who don't know, I'm an actress and I am an author. I'm a communicator in nature. I like to speak about things and to think deep thoughts and to tell each other or tell others about how I feel so they can tell me how they feel. I want that feedback from other people, and I want to make sure that the people in my industry, but also people in other industries, have a space to share what they know. That's what the studio is about. So this is a trial, a test episode. Hopefully, the next ones will continue to include other people in the same exact way. I hope the sound is good. I'm testing this microphone today, but let's go to um, a personal story about why I think this this entire, and I'm also broadcasting or sharing through TikTok as well at the same time. Um, I'm recording it live, and here's why. I'm recording it to post it later, but I'm also um, uh, posting it via my YouTube channel and other venues that I'll announce through my YouTube channel and my social media at clairehazelstudio.com or Claire Hazel Studio for Instagram. And I want to make sure that I sort of adhere to script here because I want to make these short and sweet. I don't want to make my episodes lengthy in a way that I bore you to death. I want to make them between 10 to 20 minutes at most, so you can kind of get quick uh, quips and bits and pieces of information. And if I interview somebody, it'll be between 5 to 10 minutes at most, and we'll have um, a great light banter to go back and forth, and that way we won't have because I know people's time is valuable. I have a 3 second um, attention span. If I pay more than 3 seconds of attention to something, I get tired and I move on to something else, which is, why the connotation to the bees as well. So I teach kids. I'm a teacher, and they have the same sort of um, way of moving around. So, like bees, we sort of gather information from everywhere and we make it what we are as human beings. I try to make sure that I gather as much as I can, regardless of where I am. So then I can create this panel of um, executive decisions, if you want to make it so, where my life tends to be um, a cross pollination. So, in relationship to everything that I do, I am a creative, more spiritual now than I used to be before. I'm a very practical individual. I'm a Virgo, so everything has to be a certain way. I grab from here and there, make it simple, make it grounded, and I try to make sure that everything that I learn has value. It's cascading knowledge. So, principally, or initially here, I am a teacher. And so, where the hive comes in is that everything that I've learned comes from many different places. I am a Venezuelan um, actress. I come from a diverse background of people. My culture is generally nurtured with culture and good music and good food. So we will be sharing some of that also. But I also want to make sure that I have, as my most important thing here, is why we need to communicate things to people, why we need to talk about um, what we know and what we want to do. So, first and foremost, thank you for being here. Let's go on to the story that I wanted to tell you. So, I recently came across a picture of an animal. I love insects. I've posted pictures of the animals everywhere. I am a photographer also, and I like photographing nature, but I'm an urban photographer and I photograph people. That's my main area, my main range of photography. When it comes to nature, I don't think insects is something that I want to photograph, but I have on occasion, especially moths, butterflies, um, winged creatures. For some reason, they they call to me. They get my attention whenever I see one. To me, they're interesting, and here's why: bees, because they pollinate our planet. They go from flower to flower, um, gathering pollen and bringing us delicious honey. Um, Butterflies because they symbolize transformation, um, and the value of appreciating every second because our lives are so short and so fragile um, in the compass of the universe. And the birds and bees, as you say, might be another component because we learn from nature. We can teach our kids through nature the importance and the value of understanding life, but also understanding why it's so delicate and why we need to protect it. Um, the other part of the hive is the connectivity between us as human beings. We are an animal as well, and as animals, we necessarily need to be within a hive. Our communities are hives. The way we sort of conduct our lives is like a hive. We have to be connected to one another, and we have to mingle and learn from each other and understand where we want to be in life. If I don't have that connectivity with other people, then it makes no sense to do what I do. I initially started as an actor um, in a very small group in Panama, and they were a production company that decided they didn't want to align with the way things were done. They wanted to be innovative young artists, and they were. And they welcomed me into their group as an actor, and I learned a lot from them. And I think their connectivity and their unity as a whole created or propelled me to be more effective when it came to acting. I'm still connected to most of them, and to me, they're admirable people. And their group was based on a national bird from Panama called the talingo. Um, Flight, in general terms, is also something that I want to emphasize with my show here or my podcast. I want to make sure that people understand that taking flight requires risks, but it also requires really strong knowledge. So when I mean I want to fly, I want to cross pollinate from my experiences, is because I've gathered between, cross referencing careers and professions, 10 to 20 years of experiences that allow me to be a better writer, a better mom, a better teacher, a better photographer, actor, author, and all of these different things make for a better conversation, and that's what I've always wanted to do. So the podcast will host many different kinds of people. Hopefully you, hopefully someone who is watching this and is interested, please contact me. I want to have especially women who have strong backgrounds, careers, people who are my age, especially because I don't think we have as many channels and options out there. Um, I want to make sure that we open a conversation for other artists, and because I wanted to be a more international sort of group of people, I want to keep it in English, but I also want to have people who speak other languages and come to represent who they are and their cultures. But here's what you can expect for the next episodes. I'm planning on having them once a week or once every couple of weeks, depending on how you guys respond to this. If you subscribe, like the channel, send me information. I will do them more often for sure. But initially, I am going to test it out and see what works. I think it's going to be a weekly show. Um, I want to have and explore conversations in general terms. So, reflections, interviews, mentoring for other people. I've had those. I have it in my personal YouTube channel, but I want to make sure that we are an inviting environment, and this invitation stays open. People can grow with me and together, and we can reflect our society in general. I want to be a cornerstone from Denver, Colorado, to the United States and other places, and hopefully branch out to Venezuela, where I'm from, and where I think is important. Um, Other types of positive attitude is sent their way. That our energy reflects the growth that I think we're about to embark on. Panama, which is was my host nation for so many years, and I still consider my home. And of course, other places in the United States, the people that I connected to and want to grow with here in partnership for many different things. But initially, um, what I want you to do is be open to this invitation, and have a sound make a sound decision to connect. I want to make sure that you listen to me while you're traveling. You have all these resources available, so you can listen to an engaging show that creates the opportunity for you to connect with others as well. So I will be hopefully hosting other people. um, I also want to make sure that you connect to me in real terms. So find my information through the YouTube channel or through the other media that I have, so we can continue this conversation and grow from it. I will post polls and I will post different ideas so you guys can vote on them, and hopefully um, we can create a really great space for you to come and visit. Um, and a last note, but not least, I want to have a reflection on how my faith and my belief system has grown over the years, and how and God is at the helm of everything that I do. I want to have conversations of all kinds, of all different places and different people, but I want to make sure that they are always good and wholesome. I want to make sure that kids are able to listen to my show and say, "Hey, you know what? They call me Miss Claire. I want to listen to Miss Claire and see what who is on the show and what they are up to." So I want to make sure I keep it clean and sweet for them. So the whole entire theme has to do with um, those family values and the things that I want my kids to have. And I want you to be with me in this journey and have a sense of um, the importance of communication and what this is for me. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope you join me in every episode. But until next time, keep gathering what feeds your growth and give us the opportunity to help you grow as well.